How to do, y'all? Tables here. So me and my friend are kind of wanting to farm a Mage Blood next league. So he was like, "Well, are you interested in doing Legion? I'll do something else." I said, "That's fine." But I don't really have a build that I haven't made a build that can really farm Legion efficiently. And then I got to thinking, why don't I just retrofit the Crackling Lance character? I mean, it's going to be less damage, right? Because we have to get rid of intensity. But I was like, why not just use Arc? And currently in the setup, we're not even running Val Arc, which obviously would make Legion, pretty much, you know, twice as fast, at the bare minimum, just because of the way Arc of the Val Arc works. It's so good. So I wanted to do like a quick rundown of what is probably going to be my league starter for next league, and farming legions and essences and stuff like that, just like a real simple strategy. And then doing 5 ways and selling whatever jewels we find off of that. Now, the gear is exactly the same as it was on Crackling Lance, save for the fact that I would go immune to chill. I would dump this for, cannot be frozen, or excuse me, 100% chance to avoid being frozen. But honestly, like I've been running these maps, the like semi-juiced, like mostly like 70% juiced maps, like, and I haven't had any issues with chilling or freezing or anything like that. So it's actually been really nice. So we're still focused on cat speed, we're still focused on golems, but we had to change a few things. Namely, we dropped one of our damage links out of Galvanic Field in lieu of Clarity, because I mean, realistically, mana was mana was an issue. Uh, it's rarely an issue with Clarity plus Inspiration, but every once in a while you will hear your character complain that they don't have enough mana. But with our regen, it really is, it's really not that big of a deal. So that's one of the changes. Another change, we're still running Righteous Fire because we have like 1600 health regen. So you can honestly, like, you can do it without Righteous Fire if you just want that extra defense of having like the massive regen. I like the extra damage because I'm trying to get through these maps as quick as possible. And then I originally dumped this ring in lieu of a Brotherhood ring, and just kind of found it very lackluster. So I just decided to dump one of our gems here and replace it with a green socket, level 21 Herald of Ice. So obviously we dumped Zealotry in lieu of this. And this is essentially is part of the reason why we can clear so fast and so efficiently compared to if we were just running straight up Zealotry with just a normal arc setup. Right? I mean, it really does make a lot of difference with chaining, and you get the big pops and stuff like that. It's really nice. So we dump intensity, and then we also dump life tap for awakened added lightning and inspiration support. This is partly what's helping us sustain our mana, plus the clarity. Intensity, it's really nice on Crackling Lance because they kind of just like seamlessly mesh together. But added lightning, it's like 100 chaos, and it gives us a level 24. This should be 25. I just didn't get around to buying a 2120 arc, and I couldn't find a 2120 Val arc, so I just went with the level 20. So there we are, missing a little bit of damage. So we changed this gem, this one, or this gem, and then these two, and that's it. The build is exactly the same. The skill tree is exactly the same. It's 100% seamless. So if you're interested in the Crackling Lance version of this build, you could just league start the arc side, which is sitting about 16.8 million DPS. Obviously, at the end of the video, you'll see footage of like fairly juiced map. No beyond. Only 20% delirious. Uh, Dunes with Legion, plus some bosses, Elder, Shaper, some of the Conquerors, and things of that nature. And so this build is fully capable of getting your Watchstones and getting you to the point where you can make the swap to Crackling Lance. Most likely, what I'll be doing is like if I'm in for a stretch of mapping, I'll just swap my gems out. I'll have an extra pair of gloves or something. If I have a stretch of bosses that I need to do, I'll just change gloves, change my gems, and then I have one of the best bossers, like 40 million plus DPS. Like this setup with the golems makes everything super nice, and you can just interchange lightning skills just really as you see fit. I did a rough POB of Stormcall. It worked really well. Save for the fact that you really want Awakened Spell Cascade, but that shit is like 30 div right now. So F that skill. That ain't happening. I tried Spark, but realistically, Spark needs more cast speed, more duration, plus Pierce on the middle left side of the tree. You'd have to get a pair of boots, right? You'd have to invest in duration, which I don't necessarily know like how we would do that if we're going to stay crit. I mean, we are only level 92, so this is 93, 94, 95, 96, 97. That's 98, 99 if you wanted to max it out, which I don't see why you couldn't do it with this build. I mean, ideally, you could honestly drop a lot of damage and focus a little bit more on defense. And then you would have your duration set up for Spark. But, you know, as it sits right now, Spark's really kind of a no-go. But, you know, I'm just really impressed with how seamless and just kind of effortless, just really stacking yourself into golems can really make that big of a difference for self-casting. It's really, it really is another level of just ease of accessibility. The prices of some of these golem items, like these were like 2 div when I bought these. Like I think I actually paid 1 and then 1.5 div for these megalomaniacs. So it's really not that bad. And you can swap between pure single target or like Legion farming or Expedition or Abyss. Like this arc setup is good for just about every mechanic. And maybe you want to do Metamorph. Galvanic's no, I keep saying Galvanic. Then Crackling Lance is the way to go. Crackling Lance would absolutely mop Metamorph, which is something that I may consider as well next week. So I just wanted to do like kind of a short-ish video going over this new arc, you know, Legion, pseudo AoE farming build that kind of popped in my head because I made the Crackling Lance build, and I mean it works wonderfully. So that's it. I am working on another build. I'm really torn between like poison, shrapnel, ballista totem, or I want to do something really wacky like poison, heavy strike, alchemist mark. But I don't really know how that's gonna go. Like I guess instead of stacking poison, you try to get like super chunky, you know, just single, double, triple poison, depending on the duration. But either way, I will keep you guys posted on that front. Be sure I post quite a bit on the community feed on the YouTube, so be sure to check that out. And we will also be doing a video or I will be live for the Friendly Fire PoE event with my friend Squall and my brother Bigu. And we will be partying up to try and clear the campaign with Friendly Fire. So it's gonna be an absolute riot. I can't wait. You guys have a good rest of the day, good rest of the week, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Take care of yourselves, all right? Be good.